Welcome to the Game House Overwatch League recap. Let's jump into Thursday night of Week 4. The first match of the night was between the Shanghai Dragons and the New York Excelsior. Map 1 took place on Hanamura, and New York started off the match with no tolerance for letting up even 1 point, which they imposed upon the Dragons. This allowed them to take Map 1 with an easy push during their attack run, putting the Excelsior up 1-0. The control map was another demonstration of New York's dominance. They took both points A and B and left the Dragons in a considerable amount of dust, taking the game 2-0. Map 3 saw the Dragons struggle to keep their chances of a reverse sweep or even a single point alive. They managed to grab the first point in their attack run and moved forward with some momentum. But the Excelsior are one of the highest ranked teams, and they are, well, the lowest, so unfortunately they were steamrolled yet again.
That's not going to save you there from Libero. Sweet blade, and there it is.
The Dragons have definitely been showing some improvement since their first stage, with their ability to grab initial points clearly strong, but their ability to finish rounds lacking. Map 4 was an example of this, with them taking the first 2 points, but just missing the third and ultimately losing all 4 matches to the Excelsior.
Tosses it out, and I think it gets eaten up.
Not there, and then the pulse comes through. Saviovi just looking to end this. Roshan's got nowhere to hide. Collapse on from all angles. NG trying to do the best that he can. A little bit of a delayed ult coming through.
Second match of the night was between the Florida Mayhem and the Los Angeles Valiant. Both teams have been shining so far in Stage 2, and this game left a lot of room for one to take the spotlight. Both showed strong defense on Map 1, but the Mayhem came in the most eager and took it 2-1. The second map was Control, and the Mayhem continued their teamwork and strong defense by taking both points from the Valiant. The Valiant had some good plays of their own, but their chance of a win was dwindling. The Valiant came back from halftime a new team. They responded to the Mayhem's 2-map lead with a shutdown of their attack run, not allowing a single point to be had. Map 4 saw both teams fiercely battling to either keep themselves in the game or end the game as soon as possible. Again, defense was the focus of both teams. Florida managed to hold their defense and secure themselves a map and match win, continuing their streak.
Dragon Blade in, Kareem stuns him up, it's Victor K, who's sitting into the transcendence, and it's found Fairboy, it's found Kareem, that's 2 already, make it 3!
The final match of the night was between the Los Angeles Gladiators and the Houston Outlaws. Both teams came out hot and ready on Bolskaya, putting up great performances on their respective attack runs. The Outlaws pushed that extra bit harder, however, and managed to complete another attack run for 4 points while holding the Gladiators to 3. Map 2 was just as close as the first, with both teams taking turns capturing control points. The Outlaws took point A, with the Gladiators grabbing point B. When it came to the tie-breaking point, the Gladiators won and tied up the match 1-1. Halftime had a similar effect on the Gladiators that it did on the Valiant in the previous series. Gladiators' defense kept the Outlaws from taking any points, and LA took the lead in the game. After a 2-map losing streak, the Outlaws approached Map 3 ready to turn things around, and turned them around they did indeed, playing their hearts out to complete their attack run and deny Gladiators any points on theirs, tying up the game. Game tied at 2-2, the infamous tie-breaking control map was pulled out. This map started with a bang and continued to be explosive throughout, with both teams desperate for the win. The Gladiators pulled out all the stops and managed to take both points and the entire match.
Back keeping it alive here for the Outlaws. The very bitter end as Point comes into the fight as well. But 4 alive, and the sound barrier used just for the 2 of them to try and keep hope alive here for the Outlaws just a little bit longer. Linkser will be in it, but it's not going to be enough. Overtime burns down. And the Los Angeles Gladiators win 2-0 on Map 5 versus the Houston Outlaws.
Well, that concludes our recap for the Thursday night games of Week 4. Be sure to come back and check out the recaps for the rest of the week. You can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. Those links are listed below. Hit that subscribe button, and from our house to yours, keep it here at the Game House for all your sports and esports needs.